What's up guys and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing another Alien comic review. This is for issue 2 of William Gibson's Unproduced Alien 3 series. So this is the cover for this issue. There are variants, but for this one I only got one per issue, and this one has a very James Cameron blue xenomorph look, and I'll give you a little closer look there. You can get past the glare. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the review. Now, I believe in the previous issue review I said that the teams were all split up. I was a little bit confused about that when I started reading issue 2, because it seems that all of them are together besides the top half of Bishop. So I think Ripley, Newt and Hicks and the bottom half of Bishop are all on one place, and the top half of Bishop with the brain is in a different place. So that's cleared that up for me now, I think. So one of the first things in the first issue was that it was a little bit of a slow build, which is what you would expect from the beginning of what could have been a film. And this issue started off very, very gory and very to the point. We saw someone getting chest bursted, and it was very gory, and just, I love the artwork in it, all the blood and the colours. In the previous issue, most of the characters were sleeping for the most part, and in this one we have especially Hicks and Newt are alive and well and talking. And one of the first things I couldn't get out of my head when I was reading this is I could not read Rebecca Jordan Newt's voice in this without thinking of her in the movie. So I was reading everything in her accent, and it made me laugh trying to read the comic, because I was really over pronouncing things and just saying things how she would in the movie. So yeah, I guess that's just stuck in my head. So we follow on with the sort of the battle between the two places. We have the Anchor Point station, and then I can't remember the name of the other place, but where they have the Weyland sort of higher ups. And we see a lot of things echoing from the movies in this character Rossetti, who is the leader at Anchor Point, I believe. And Weyland is coming down on him, and he's getting them to test samples on Bishop and these alien creatures that they really want. And he doesn't really want to give into that, because he doesn't want to condone weapon division research, but his whole Anchor Point seems to be funded by Weyland, so he's under the pressure of having to deal with Weyland just to keep his station afloat. He kind of reminded me of Dallas in that way. He knew that the things that he might have to do were bad, but he was just following orders and going by company, even though he seems to be a little bit more determined to not follow their orders. There's a lot of parts in this comic where you can see him turning off the panel when they're trying to talk to him, and he's just ignoring Weyland a lot of the time. Another thing about Newt, which I found was quite funny in this comic series, is how when the characters will be saying Newt, all of these new characters were like, who's Newt? And you had to keep reminding all these people that it's Rebecca, which would have been interesting in Alien 3, because the characters we've all seen have known her by that nickname since the start. And when you start saying these amphibious names to people, people are going to be really confused. So I would have really liked to see how that would have played out on the screen. It would have added a little bit of levity and comedy to the movie as well. In Aliens, we see a brief, I'm not sure if it's even in the theatrical, but definitely in the director's cut, we see like a scene with Ripley being talked to by Burke, and in the background it looks like it's on a planet. It looks like nature outside behind her, and it's an interesting look on how they try to capture like home life on a space station. And in this one we get fully blown eco station, which is represented in this big outdoor area, but obviously it's in space. They have grass, and I'm not sure if it's all artificial or if it's actually grown, but it would have really looked nice in the movie, especially if it was made with today's technology, sort of like how they did it in Prometheus. But yeah, it was a really cool idea to keep developing how the technology went on in the movies. And in this one we see this huge echo room, and they could have had some really cool scenes with a xenomorph in there too. I mean, it wouldn't be able to hide in the shadows because it's a really bright outdoors area, but for the people who wanted Alien 5 to take place on Earth, we would have got a little glimpse of what it might look like. So aboard the UPP Rodina, which I believe is the name for the other section, we have this committee of higher ups who are clearly, for the most part, evil dudes. One of them is almost cartoonishly evil. He has this really big goatee and he keeps touching it, and he looks like a magician. He kind of looks like Doctor Strange or something. And they're all collaborating together to work out what they should do with the information they have found from Bishop, and whether they should work with Weyland-Yutani for a paycheck just to get this information about the biohazardous material or the xenomorphs, basically. And one of the most interesting parts in this conversation between these guys is that they have this folder, and it has all the images of the different types of xenomorphs. You see the life cycle of the xenomorph on paper, so they know about it, and we get to find out what they actually know and the different types of the life cycle they've seen. And I thought it was really cool. The writing underneath it seems almost like a different language. I don't know if that's supposed to be a hint that they know more about what the creature is and its origins, but I really will have loved to see this sort of thing on the big screen, because we never see how much Weyland knows about the creature or where they first knew about it. And obviously this was written a long time before Prometheus. We're introduced to a character called Sterling, I believe his name is, and I can already see there's going to be some conflict between him and Hick. They both seem to have this alpha sort of personality. Yeah, I can see them coming to heads at some point in this comic series. Now I think after Aliens we never see another like mech walker. I can't remember the name of what they actually call it, a power lift suit. We never see any more of those, but in this comic series one of the people on the Rodina or the Anchor Point station has their own power lift suit, and it's called Floyd, so it's like a personalized one. It has like graffiti on it and stuff. It hasn't really done much in the story so far, but I really like how they brought the power lift thing back into the story, because like I said, we never see that past the point in Aliens, and I guess it could be very handy in fighting against an alien queen again. There's a section in it which really doesn't have much to do with the Xenomorph at all. It's more like a battle of wills, and it's really interesting. It's between Rossetti and the other guy from Weyland, I presume, or his higher ups on the telecom, and they're really shadily going around the laws and their knowledge of the treaty on how they should get one up on each other about the jurisdiction. So they're really candidly talking about why things are okay for them to do one thing and how they can get away with other things. I know I'm not making much sense, but it's just a really interesting conversation about how they're using their own knowledge of the law between space treaties to try and secure this package of the characters basically and Bishop. With the diagrams of the Xenomorph life cycle, we also get another interesting thing which we've never seen in the series, I believe, besides maybe Prometheus, is that Spence and Tully, two of the main characters, are looking at samples from, I think it's Bishop, and they find the Xenomorph DNA and they compile it into their computer, and we see how it actually breaks down the human DNA and sort of takes it over and rebuilds it into another life form, and we've never seen anything like that, I don't think. So we see this whole really cool artwork of the DNA helix being spliced with the alien DNA and how it just breaks down and then builds back up in this really like gooey green look, and I thought that was really cool. So we get to see a lot more of the science aspect of the Xenomorphs, which is something that, yeah, I guess we all kind of want to know more about how it actually works. We're left with the cliffhanger that this whole Anchor Point is going to be the testing site for what the alien is capable of. They don't really have many procedures to contain it, so whatever happens is probably going to break loose, and we're going to see hell break out in Anchor Point. So I'm really looking forward to where issue 3 is going. I am enjoying it a lot more than I thought it would be, and just reading it on the comic, I'm envisioning it as a movie, and I think it would have been a great movie. So this has been my review for issue 2 of Alien 3. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know your comments down below in the comment section about what you think about it and what you would have liked to have seen come to life on the big screen. And I guess I'll see you guys with my review for issue 3 coming very soon.